Hello, welcome back to a brand new video. As you can see, I'm currently on Miracle Mountain, and this isn't a video that I wanted to make. There's been a few of these that I just haven't wanted to make, and maybe this video is a little overdue, but it's hard for me to speak on these things because everything that I've worked on since I was 16 years old, where I started my own company and did everything possible to get to where I am today. Unfortunately, this dream is over and I'm having to sell Miracle Mountain. It's absolutely devastating. I can't tell you how devastating it is. It means everything to me. This was it. This was the project. This was kind of like the rest of my years. Like, I saw myself here for a long time. I don't believe in forever homes. I don't believe anything's forever. I believe things can change, and things have changed, but I did believe that this was going to be a very big chunk of my life spent on this property, and unfortunately that's not the case anymore because it has to go. And I feel incredibly privileged to be able to step out my front door and stand and look at my house over the lake and the beautiful views and the mountains. It wasn't easy getting to this place. I had my struggles. I'm autistic. I've got severe dyslexia. I've got ADHD, and all of these things are a battle every single day. But also some of them things have made me who I am and actually given me the grit and determination to be able to be where I am right now, and to put in that blood, sweat and tears and the work that was involved in getting to this position. And obviously it's going to be heartbreaking to have to give this place up, because the ideas that I had for this place and already the amount of work I put into this place is just enormous, absolutely enormous. It's hard to believe how hard I've worked to kind of turn this place around and take it from that kind of like abandoned farm and then the fire it is today. But I'm hopeful that I can find a buyer for this property. Obviously you guys probably already realize this isn't a cheap property, so it's not something where I can just click my fingers and it's listed on the market tomorrow. It's going to take me a little while to get a few loose ends tied up and a few things done around the property and the estate agents round to get this place on the market, and then hopefully I can find a suitable buyer for Miracle Mountain. But it really does hurt saying that. I've just let the goats out, so oh, that was a good shake. Loads of dust came off Tilde then. That was hilarious. So like I just mentioned, it's not going to be a super quick process. Things really do take time, and sometimes in Portugal things can drag on a little bit with bureaucracy and paperwork and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at the moment, and in this video I'm just going to take a walk around and just explain some of my ideas and some of my plans for the future, because I know it seems like doom and gloom the start of this video and I'm losing this property, but also I've had the time now to kind of reflect on everything and understand what I want to do and where I want to be and what I want to go and see. So I'll explain a little bit about that in this video, but I'm not going to give everything away. But I'm also really excited to bring you guys on the journey as well on YouTube and document everything about this kind of new chapter in my life. There's also many things that I'd rather not talk about right now, very personal details about everything that's going on. So I'll say what I can, but obviously you guys can respect the privacy and needing time to sort lots of things out behind the scenes. And talking about time, and bureaucracy, this building right here has been 2 years in the making to get the planning permission, but I received a letter from the city council just a couple of days ago actually approving the project for this house on Miracle Mountain, and also approving tourism on this property. So that is two massive things for this property that will be sold with the property. So you'll have all of the plans. This isn't a sale pitch for the property at all, but I'm just giving you an idea of kind of where I'm at and what I've done to get here, because this was 2 years of meetings, of constant backwards and forwards with the city council. Anyone who's done a house project in Portugal knows that it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort. I've paid a lot of money to get to this stage and to have this approved, and that can be passed on to the next person. So that's a very positive thing, because if they wish to continue this project, then they can do so. That being said, of course, I'm a little bit upset that I'm not going to be able to see this project out myself. And let me tell you, the plans for this house are absolutely immense. It is going to be amazing, and I'm sure the next person will take on this project and make it absolutely incredible. I've got a good architect on board. The back here is going to have massive open glass bifold doors that look out up to the mountain, and you've got apple orchard directly behind and all the fruit you could ever dream of. And then there's going to be a massive mezzanine here that looks down onto the lower ground floor. 4 bedrooms, I think 4 bathrooms as well. It's going to be a really, really special place, and everywhere you look is just surrounded by mountain views and greenery. I really wish I could have found a way to do a buyout situation for Miracle Mountain and keep it and see all the projects out for myself, but unfortunately it's just not feasible. Like I said, it's an expensive property and I cannot afford to do that, so it's going to have to be sold. But on the positives, obviously I've got the new project, and there's lots to be excited about that, and my future and my ideas of where I want to go and what I want to do. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that now. I've just come down to the lower pond on my way to my new house, which I'll talk a little bit about in a second, but this is a really proud memory that I've got on Miracle Mountain, building this pond from scratch, clay lining it myself. It's the first time I've ever done it, and this is its first summer, and it's been 100% successful and holding all of the water, which is incredible, and thriving with fish and wildlife. I've just realized how doom and gloom the start of this video sounds, and this is not in any way, shape or form a video for you guys to feel a certain way about me, to feel sorry about me, anything like that. I don't need any sympathy. Obviously all of your comments of support are lovely and they do help, but that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because none of these videos are scripted. It's just me talking to you guys, like, organically, and that's how I want it to continue. I want to keep making these videos and make them as fun as possible and show you a glimpse into my life. And I am really excited about the future. It's just a big change, and I guess sometimes you have to take 2 steps backwards to take 5 steps forwards. I've got a huge amount to be grateful for. This house right here, this is going to be my new home, and I couldn't be more excited to see this renovation out and make it exactly how I want it. I'm not going to lie, I'm quite emotional right now. Not in a bad way, just in a thinking about all of the things that I can actually achieve. I have full confidence in myself. Some people think that I'm cocky and arrogant. I don't believe I am. I just really believe in myself and what I can achieve, and now I can do anything and everything I want to do. And this house behind me, that is what I want to do. That is what I want to finish. And then after that, I have some other plans that I'll go into in a little while. But this house behind me, I cannot wait to continue building it out exactly how I want it. At first, it was just going to be a rental. That's correct. And that's what a lot of you guys have been saying in the comments. What's going on with this house? Why are you going to live there now? And now you know the reason why. Instead of just kind of painting it and making it okay for a rental, I want to make it the best place possible. I want to make it amazing, incredible, and where you guys would also like to come and stay, because I do have the aim of renting this out in the future. If you're scared of spiders, now might be a time to look away, but this is something I definitely need to get rid of. What is going on here? That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Look at that. There's so many and they're just spreading everywhere. I don't think they're any harm whatsoever. They look kind of like daddy long legs, but there's loads of them and they seem to just all nest together. It's quite bizarre, it really is. I'm not scared of spiders, but also I think they should go and live somewhere else. And like I said, a lot of you guys have mentioned that this place just needs a lick of paint, maybe a wood burner putting in and kind of modernising with a new kitchen. But obviously, because this is going to be my house now, I want to do things a little bit differently. I want to make it exactly how I want it, and I've got plenty of ideas for this place. And clearly I've already started. You guys have been watching me on the videos working on this property so far, but it's kind of like a reality now. It feels really real. This is my home, and I want to make it feel like my home. Gonna have a really epic, really nice bathroom done to my taste, and not just kind of like make everything really plain and basic. And just out here, if I open this window, this is going to be the master bedroom. So this will be my bedroom. Let me just open up the shutters that I'm going to completely refurbish or put some new ones in. And then I get to look out of there every morning over the swimming pool that's going to be renovated. And also a massive benefit is if you guys do want to rent this place and stay here yourself, that is going to be an option in the future. And that just means that this house is going to be kitted out in a different way to if it was just a rental unit. It's going to be a much nicer finish. Everything's going to be a lot higher end. I'm not just going to add a lick of paint and a really basic kitchen and bathroom and be done with it. Like, it's going to be done to a high standard. And that's better for your experience staying here and enjoying the area that I absolutely adore. I've just arrived back at Miracle Mountain, and it's going to be a while till I have to say goodbye to this place. I'm going to continue living here, obviously, until my new house and property is ready to move into. And I'm definitely going to miss this walk up the driveway. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Miracle Mountain is one of the most special places I've ever seen in Portugal. It's energy, it's the feeling you get when you stood on this property is just incredible. And I feel incredibly grateful and incredibly lucky to be able to call this place home and to be able to have lived here. It has been an amazing place, and it's getting even better week by week. And a lot of you guys have noticed that I'm on a little bit of a health journey at the moment, and I'm taking it super serious. My diet is immaculate. I've been working out lots, and obviously everything I'm doing around Miracle Mountain and the new project keeps me nice and fit. So that's really exciting. And obviously Miracle Mountain is incredible, but I know what I can turn my new house into, I'm going to have a sauna, the pool's going to be up and running, so I'm going to be able to go wake up, jump in the sauna, go for a swim. It's going to be absolutely ideal. I'm going to have my little gym set up there as well. I'm going to build a pond there to retain water because there's a spring that is just running off of the property and I want to utilize it like I did here on Miracle Mountain. So there's tons of cool projects up and coming. That being said, I'm definitely going to miss the walk up the driveway to my beautiful house up here, because this is the most comfortable, spacious house that I've ever lived in. It really feels like home. It's such an amazing space. It's laid out so nicely, it's so comfortable, it's got everything you could ever want and desire. So it's a pleasure living here, it really is. And also the location, it's just stunning. Hello Bella, how you doing? Look who it is. It's the guard security of the property, isn't it? Are you the security guard? She does such a good job patrolling the place, don't you? And she's come on leaps and bounds. She's so much more chill. She's so much better. She's hobbling around because she's been lying down, but yeah, she's come a long way since I rescued her, and she's gonna really enjoy the new property as well. I've been taking her down there every so often so she can hang out with me and start to get used to that environment. One thing I have decided to do that a lot of you guys are going to be really happy about is try and get some help. So I'm looking at the moment for someone, kind of just like a handy person who can help me around the place on Miracle Mountain and the new project, and just do various different jobs and help me clean up and tidy up and all that kind of stuff, so I can keep the build process going and get in that house as soon as I can. I'm not going to rush it, but also Miracle Mountain is going to be on the market soon, so I need to get that house sorted, so once this place sells I can move straight into the new property and start my adventure there. And I haven't talked about the future, what I have planned when the house is completely finished and ready to move into. Guys, just look at the light right now. It's absolutely stunning. And what I'm trying to work out right now is how much I can actually afford to pay someone. Not how much I can afford to pay them, but how many days a week I can actually employ someone to help me. But I reckon 2 days a week I'll be able to manage, and that would be really helpful and take a lot of stress and load off my back. So I guess you guys should invoice me for this therapy session, and that's a joke. Please don't invoice me, now is not a good time, but I do have exciting plans for the future. So like I said, after I'd finished my new house project, I've got unfinished business with van life and traveling in a camper van. I was driving around the world, and unfortunately the pandemic came along and my camper van was booked on to a ship all the way to Halifax in Canada from the UK, and that got cancelled, and then I got stuck in the UK, and that is when I came over to Portugal as soon as possible and started working on the off-grid project that I sold last year. So a lot's happened in that time, a lot's changed, and I'd be really excited to travel in a van again. Like after I traveled in Finland, it was absolutely incredible, and it made me realize how much I love van travel. I've just come to double check that the chickens and the goats are all okay, and they all seem to be hanging out together really nicely, so that's good. So that brings me on to the animals. And Miracle Mountain, it's 23 hectares, 57 acres, so it's a lot of work obviously to maintain and upkeep, but it's a brilliant place for animals. That being said, my new property and my new house, it sits on 1 hectare, so it's going to be a lot easier to manage, but also plenty big enough for the animals as well. So I'm going to be keeping the goats, the chickens, Furrnando and Baby, the 2 cats, and also Bella the dog. They're all going to be coming to live with me, and I've got plenty of time to go and set everything up for them down at the new property, and I'll be bringing you guys along for every step of the way on how I design that and how I lay it out, and I'm really excited for that process as well. Unfortunately, Ginjey Bear and leopard gecko Lenny, they will be going back to the UK, and it's going to be really hard to say goodbye to Ginjey. She's been a massive part of my life, but unfortunately it's just the way it has to be. The goats have just decided to come out and start grazing in the cherry orchard in the last remaining sun of the day. So you're probably thinking, oh Theo, you already have a camper van, so you can travel in that when you're ready, but unfortunately the beautiful Sprinter van that had so much work put into it and so much time and effort, yet again a brilliant project, and I absolutely love that van. Unfortunately that's going to have to be sold as well, so I'm going to be vanless for a bit until probably Miracle Mountain sells, and then hopefully I'll have a little bit of cash left over that I can purchase a new van or a new project, and then hopefully that will take me probably all over the world, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to a big adventure in a van again in the future, but before I get carried away, I've got a whole house to renovate and the land to sort out for all of the animals, so there's a lot going on. If you guys have any other questions and I've not answered it in this video, let me know and I'll try and answer them on the up and coming videos. But thank you once again so much for all of the support. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm super stoked for the future. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to bring you guys along, obviously, and I can't wait to share the journey with you. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next video.